Hi, this is Tatiana from Tatiana Math Resources, and we will be looking at a paper 1 continuation, May June 2023, questions 34 to 60. Here we have question 34, 2500 millimeters expressed in meters is. The conversion is 1000 millimeters equals 1 meter. So we're going to write the 2500 millimeters, and we want to know how much meters. So here we have to divide. So we divide 2500 by 1000, and we're going to get 2.5. That is 2.5 meters. We would have moved the decimal point from here 1, 2, 3 places because we have 3 zeros. So the decimal point will move to there. 2.5 meters. So the answer is B. Question 35. Tom leaves town P at 600 hours. So that is 6 a.m. and drives to town Q, which is 595 km away. He arrives in town Q at 1300 hours the same day. Tom's average speed was, so 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. That is 7 hours. So we got the time. There's a formula, and this is the formula here, and we're looking at the speed, average speed. So average speed is equals to the distance over the time. So the distance 595 over 7. And when we cancel that out, we're going to get 85 km per hour. The answer is C. For question 37, 50 guests were each served 2 glasses of champagne. Each glass held 150 milliliters. So that means that 50 guests, 2 glasses, each glass holds 150 milliliters. So that means they're going to get 300 milliliters, right? How many liters of champagne were served? So we'll have to multiply. So 50 times 300 milliliters would be 15,000 milliliters. So we want to know the number of liters. So we have to divide 15,000 by 1,000 to convert it to liters. So take off the 3 zeros, we're going to get 15. The answer is C. Question 36. On leaving Trinidad, the time on the pilot's watch was, this time here represents 11 p.m. When he arrives at his destination, same time zone, on the following day, his watch showed this time represents 3 a.m. So we would write that down as 11 to 12 to 1 to 2 to 3. Okay, so from 11 to 12, that's 1 hour. 12 to 1, that's another hour. 1 to 2, that's another hour. And then 2 to 3 is another hour. So we add all of that up, and we're going to get 4 hours. So the answer is A. Question 38. Which of the figures below, not drawn to scale, has an area equals to half 3 plus 4 brackets times 5 square units? Now this is a trapezium, and the formula to find the area of a trapezium is half A plus B times the height. So if we look at what we have here, that is going to eliminate C. It's going to eliminate A. So it's a choice between B and D. And if we notice, this is our height, and this is our A, and this is our B. This will be incorrect. So the answer is B. Question 39 refers to the diagram below of a cylinder, and you're asked to show it shows a cylinder of radius 3 centimeters, which is here. This is R. Height 8 centimeters. This is our height. The volume is, now the volume of a cylinder is equals to pi r squared by the height, because the base is a circle and the area of a circle is pi r squared multiplying by the height. So we're gonna get pi times, remember r is the radius 3 centimeters, so that's 3 squared times the height of 8. So that's pi times 3 times 3 times 8. So that's pi times 9 times 8, pi times 72. So the answer is C. Question 40. The area of a triangle is 30 centimeters square and its base is 10 centimeters. What is the perpendicular height of the triangle? Now let's get a visual of this. So here we have our triangle. Are we going to get a perpendicular height, which is this, and the base, right? So the area of the triangle is half base by height. So they said that the base is 10 centimeters and we don't know the height. Good. And the area is 30 centimeters. So we're going to have half times the base times the height is 30. So half times 10 times age. So 22 is 1, 2 and 10 is 5. We get 5 age is equals to 30. So the height will be 30 divided by 5, which is 6 centimeters. So the answer is A. Question 41. The heights in centimeters of 10 students are, and we have 10 different heights here. The range is, now the formula is, range is equals to the largest subtract the smallest. So the largest in this sample would be 170 and the smallest will be 150. So range equals largest 170 minus 150. So the answer is 20. That will be B. 42. A bag contains 60 marbles of different colors but similar in size and mass. The probability of randomly choosing a red marble is 5. So red marble, probability of getting a red marble is 5 over 12. How many red marbles does a bag contain? So it is something over 60 is equals to 5 over 12. What do I multiply 12 by to get 60? I have to multiply by 5. So I'll do the same thing to the numerator. I'm going to get 25. So how many marbles are red? 25. The answer will be D. And 43 refers to the following bar chart. The bar chart above shows the number of books read by the children who took part in a survey. How many students took part in the survey? Okay, so what we have to do is to read the graph. So we'll notice for number of books, number of students who read 4 books is 3. So total is equals to 3 plus, for 5 it is 4, plus for 6 it is 2. And I'm reading it by going across. If for 7 I go across and it's 5. Plus, and for 8 books the line goes across and we get 1 plus 1. When you add that up, you're going to get 15, because 5 and 3 is 8 and 4 is 12 and 3 is 15. So the answer is B. Question 44. If the mean of 4 numbers is 4, 8, four numbers, 4, 8, x, and 12 is 10, then x is equals to. So another word for mean is average. Okay. So the average is worked out by the total over the number of items. Okay, so here we know the average is 10, but we're going to add 8 plus 4 plus x plus 12 and equals to 10. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. So we're going to add up the top, and we're going to get 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 12 is 24. So that's 24 plus x over 4 equals to 10. So you can do this as an equation, algebra. So 24 plus x is equals to 10 times 4. So we cross multiply. So we're going to get 24 plus x is equals to 40. So what must I add to x to get 40? Subtract 24 from 40. I'm going to get 16. So the other fourth number is 16. Question 45. The pie chart above shows the preference in drinks of a group of students. If 12 students prefer chocolate, then the total number of students is. So we notice AC is a straight line, and a straight line angle is 180. That means this is 60. We took away 120 from 180, and we're going to get 60 degrees. So this chocolate, and remember the entire circle is 360 degrees. So we're going to write 60 over 360, and that is equals to 12. So we cancel down, we're going to get 1/6. So we're saying that 1/6 of the entire total number of students is equals to 12. So you want to know the total. So if 1/6 is 12, we want 6 over 6. We would just multiply 6 by 12, which is 72. So the answer is B. And if you check, you will get all the same. You will know that you're correct. 1 over 6 times 72, that's the total number of students. 6 into 6 is 1. 6 into 72 is 12. So 12 students, as mentioned, prefer chocolate. Question 46. The maximum point of y equals 4x minus x squared is. So this is the graph. Y equals 4x minus x squared. And the maximum point will be this exact point right here. That is our maximum point. So we're going to read the coordinates, and that is we come down, we get 2, we go across, and we get 4. So that is written as 2, 4. It is an XY coordinate, so the answer is B. Question 47. So it says refers to the graph below. The straight line AB, which is this line here, cuts the y-axis at. Now this is our y-axis. Okay, it has a y here. That is the y-axis. So where does the graph, this line AB, cut the y-axis? And that is going to be this point right here. And we read up 0, and it's at -2. XY coordinate. Be careful how you read the coordinates. So it's at this point, it cuts the y-axis, and the reading or the coordinate would be 0, -2. 0, -2. So the answer is D. Question 48. Which of the following sets is represented by the relation f of x is x squared plus 3? So we can use a mapping diagram. Remember this? Okay. And we have x and y. And it is x squared plus 3. So first x value is 0. And that goes to what? We have to substitute. So when x is 0, we're going to get 0 squared plus 3. So we're substituting it. We're going to get 3. So that goes to 3. So that's all of the answers, A, B, C, and D. Okay, let's say when x is equals to 1, which is the next value, we're going to get 1 squared plus 3, which is 4. Okay, so that eliminates B, and that eliminates D. So we just may have to do it one more time. So when x is equals to 2, we're going to get 2 squared plus 3. Remember, we're using this x squared. So we're squaring the x value, then adding 3. So that'll be 4 plus 3 is 7. So that gives the answer as being A. So it can't be C, because when we substitute 2, we're getting 5, and that's incorrect. So the answer is A. Question 49 refers to the diagram below. So here we have our number line. The inequality above is defined by, so some rules that we have to remember is when you use less than or equals to, more than or equals to, our circle is shaded in. Okay. When we use less than or more than, it is circular, no shading. Okay, so that eliminates A, because our circles here are open, so they can't have any line for equals to. Okay, so let's eliminate. So that eliminates C, and it also eliminates B. So the answer has to be D, because we have these symbols and that symbol, the circle is open. So the answer is D. If age of x is 3x minus 2 over 5, then age of negative 6 would equals to what? So we're going to substitute, so age of negative 6 into 3x minus 2 over 5. So wherever you see x, you're going to replace it with negative 6. So we're going to get 3 by negative 6 minus 2 over 5. So 3 times negative 6 is negative 18 minus 2 over 5. We're going to get negative 20 over 5. When you divide a negative by a positive, you're going to get a negative. So 5 into negative 20 is negative 4. So the answer is A. Question 51 refers to the arrow diagram below, which shows a function. So which of the following best describes the function? Now, we don't need to do any calculations for this question. If you know functions, right, you know that it can't be A, it can't be B. Usually functions is f of x equals to where you're going to substitute the x values to get the y values. So it can't be D either. So the answer is C. F of x is equals to x plus 3. And we can check, because if we substitute the first value for x, 2, and we add 3, we are going to get 5. So the answer is C. 52. A boat traveling on a bearing of 270 degrees. In what direction was it traveling? So let's draw our north line. Okay, and we know that this is west, east, and south. So here is a 90 degree. This is 180, and this would be 270. So we're traveling in that direction. So the answer would be B. Okay, traveling in that direction. Question 53, it says, if the sum of the interior angles of a polygon is 4 right angles, the polygon is. So once you see 4 right angles, we know immediately that we're talking about a quadrilateral. And it talks about the sum of the interior angles of the polygon is 4 right angles. That could only be a 4-sided figure, a rectangle, and here are the 4 right angles, or a square. Here are the 4 right angles, and they're all quadrilaterals. Okay, question 54 refers to the construction here. Okay, and it's describing it. The center is A, there's an arc BC. The arc PCQ is drawn. What is the measure of BAC? So they want to know the size of A, this angle here. Okay, so you can see immediately that that is a 60-degree angle. It can't be 30 nor 45. All right, so you can actually see that that is a 60-degree angle. This is a very popular question on the paper one. Okay. Question 55 refers to the following graph, and it says in the figure above, the line CD is the image of AB after A, a rotation, B, a reflection, C, a translation, or D, an enlargement. Now, process of elimination, we could tell that it can't be D. It's not a rotation, so it's either B or C. Now, if we draw a line, which is the y-axis, just emphasizing it, okay, because the diagram is not so clear. So that's the y-axis, and you notice this particular point C is the same distance from the mirror line. Okay, so it's more looking like B, a reflection. Translation is where you're shifting. Okay, it looks more like the image, so it's a reflection. Okay, 55, the answer is B, a reflection in the y-axis. Okay, so this is our y-axis that we emphasize here. So the reflection is over the y-axis. Question 56 refers to the isosceles triangle below. And we can tell it's an isosceles by these lines here. In the triangle, the value of x is, so one of the rules of an isosceles triangle is here is 40 degrees. That means over here is also 40 degrees because of the lines here being equal. Okay, and the rule regarding triangles is if you have A, B, C, the sum A plus B plus C adds up to 180 degrees. So we have 40 here and 40 here. So we just have to subtract that 40 plus 40. So that is 180 minus 80, which is going to give us 100. So x is 100 degrees. Right, question 57, the image of a point P, -2, 3 on the translation 3, 4 is. So the rule is the object plus the translation is equals to the image. So the point is, are we going to write this as a column vector, -2, 3, plus the translation is 3, 4, and then we're going to add. So we're going to get -2 plus 3 and 3 plus 4. And that is going to give us the bigger number is positive. So we're going to get positive 1. 2 from 3 is 1. And 3 plus 4 is 7. So the answer is D. Here we have a ladder. Question 58. A ladder 5 meters long is leaning against a vertical wall. So let's draw our wall, my imaginary wall here, and a ladder is leaning against the wall. Okay, there's a little sketch. I'm going to say that sketch. 5 meters. The ladder is 5 meters long. So here is 5 meters. The foot of the ladder is 3 meters away from the wall. So here is 3 meters. How far away or how far up the wall does the ladder reach? So that means we want to find this distance here. Okay. So we have two sides. And here will be a 90-degree angle. So we want to, let's understand that this is the ladder. So we want to find the height. Let's be exact. How far up the wall does the ladder reach? So from here to here. Okay. So we have two sides. Now let's label. So this is our right angle here. Let me get a different color right angle here. That makes here the hypotenuse. This is the short side. So we don't have any other angle. We just have the right angle. That means once you have a right angle triangle, you use two things, either trig ratio or Pythagoras theorem. So let me write that down. The trig ratio or Pythagoras theorem. And that is Pythagoras. Now we don't have another angle. We just have the 90-degree angle. So we know for sure, and we have two sides. We are going to use Pythagoras theorem. And that states the hypotenuse squared is equals to the other two short sides squared and the sum. So we know the hypotenuse is 5. That's 5 squared equals 3 squared plus b squared. So b squared would be here. So 5 squared minus 3 squared equals b squared. We know that's 25 minus 9. That is 16. We're going to square root both sides. So then b would equals to 4. So the answer is A. All right, 59. In a triangle ABC, angle A is equals to x degrees. Angle B is 2x degrees. What is the size of angle C? So let's have a visual for this question. So A is x degrees. Let's say here is B. That's 2x degrees. Then we have C. We don't know what C is. Now there's a rule that in a triangle we have three angles, and A plus B plus C equals to 180 degrees, the total sum, right? So if we take angle B and A and we add it, we're going to get x plus 2x degrees. We're going to get 3x degrees. So we'll have to take that from 180, okay, to find angle C. So the answer would be D. We're at the last question, 60. It refers to the diagram of a building below. A boy stands 12 meters, we could see here, 12 meters from the foot of the building and observes the angle of elevation of the top of the building. Okay, so the first thing we do is we recognize that we're being asked to find the height of the building. So we want this distance. Okay, so we have to include this amount here, this 1.6 meters. So that eliminates A. Okay, so we have to label our triangle. This is the right angle here. So this is my hypotenuse. This is the angle we're looking at, the angle of elevation. And this would make this side adjacent. And the side that is the height will be the opposite. So we're trying to find the opposite. Therefore, we were given the adjacent. So we're finding the opposite side of this triangle. So let me just draw it here a little better. Clear. So this is the opposite. This is the adjacent. This is the hypotenuse. So we know that from here, this 12 meters will represent that, right? So here is, put in a different color, is 12 meters. So we were given the adjacent, and we are trying to find the opposite, which is the height, or part of the height of the building. So we are using adjacent and opposite. So remember the rule, OHS, AHC, OAT. So we are using adjacent and opposite. So that is tan. And we are using 40. So it's tan 40 equals opposite over adjacent. So that is opposite, we don't know. Let's say the height over 12. So it can't be B. It is not C. The answer is D. This is Tatiana from Tatiana Math Resources, and we were looking at the CXC 2023 Paper 1, questions 34 to 60. Don't forget to share, subscribe, like, leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.